Hi, Mary Jane. Oh, so I live it. Okay. Hi, this is Mary Jane, and I just wanted to let you know. I just wanted to use. I'm still trying to figure out how to use. I guess I'm live. Sorry. Okay, let's start again because Facebook changed their format about live videos, which I really like the way Facebook is having a new look. I really, really, really like that. And so, but it's something that I'm still getting sort of used to, and so therefore, and this is my first live video. Now, I just want to tell you, anybody who knows me in real life knows that I really don't like Facebook. I hate Facebook, and I'm doing a Facebook Live. But what happened was that, yesterday when when I got the idea to have a Facebook group of fans of my faith devotionals, then I realized it was like, wow, this was coming so easy. And I thought to myself, I really, really, really do like Facebook. And what changed it was there was nothing about Facebook. What changed it was me, because I was something I finally felt passionate about. My books. That's like my baby. I mean, people put on Facebook about their trips, or they put it about their work, or they put it out there about their babies, or their cats, or their dogs, or And I like all these things. I really, really do. But nothing came across as so poignant as, that's the right word? Oh wow. Passionate about my books. And it's like, I am a writer. It's like, whoa. And so I thought, and then when I found people, like, I started this group, and it's like, I invited people to, and they came, and they started, interacting a little bit. And I was like, oh, just last night, it's like, okay, you know what? So I thought, I'm making this book. It's going to be my author's platform, at least to start with. And so I just wanted to be able to interact with people, talk to people about my upcoming books. So let's go back to a long time ago. And I always loved to read. Always loved to read. I grew up without TV, and I survived, obviously. But we didn't have TV. We had books. I mean, we had books. C.S. Lewis said they had, I guess he just grew up with tons of books and all. He was a very avid reader himself. So anyway, back to that. I was like in high school, I think, and I took a correspondence course. This was before the internet. And I took a correspondence course called from the Institute of Children's Literature. And basically, it's like, you pay the money my parents paid. And so they, you pay the money, and basically you go take this course, which teaches you basically how to, write a book. Or they were really, at that point, it was short stories that you could get published in magazines. Well, I took the course and never got published. And I always had this thought in the back of my mind that I just really, like, if you write a book, it's a fiction book. I love fiction books. I to this day, I would far rather read a book than watch TV. I mean, I like movies, I like TV, but I like books. I love books. That's me. And so anyway, I went to college, Bloomsburg University, where Kelly and I met. Yay, Kelly Saha. And she's in my group. Yay! So glad to reconnect with you, Kelly, a bit. And so anyway, when I was in college, I opted out of Comp 1 because it's like, I can write. So I took some sort of other, you had a choice, either Comp 1, which I knew I could like really do well, and I'm not boasting because we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and I cannot do chemistry to this day. Okay, my degree is biology, a lot of biology. For whatever reason, biology has a lot of chemistry. So did very well in biology, chemistry, and physics. Oh, please, yeah, that's just, And so anyway, in Comp 2, I did very well in Comp 2, got an A. I remember the finals. I came home and I said to somebody, I said, got an A in the final, got an A in the class. I wasn't boasting. I knew that I had gotten an A. I just knew my writing was that good. I saw my professor then later on campus and said, hey, thanks for the A. And he smiles and said, you earned it. It was easy. Writing came easy to me. Then when I would write papers for Dr. Klinger in biology, yay! Oh, that was a lot of writing. And for anthropology, I graduated with honors from anthropology. I love to write, and it was all nonfiction. But I just really thought I still had this mind that was like, well, what do I know that I could write about that would be interesting to people? And I put my writing aside for years and years and years. Then I went to nursing school, became a nurse, and didn't kill anybody before I got out. Short-lived career, okay? I am not going to tell you in this video how many times I got fired. Nursing wasn't for me. No. And so anyway, I got into sales, and sales so I was always into sales. And so for years I sold jewelry, and then essential oils, and now currently I work from home selling and giving insurance quotes over the phone. And so sales is how I made my money. I always sort of made my money with sales, which is fine. But anyway, when I was in sales, and people would say, oh, you got to do Facebook Live, you got to post on Facebook. And there's a lot of good truth to that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was just not passionate about what I was doing. I wasn't, I really tried to be, but it was a job. It was, it's like, this is how I make my money. This is a job. This is not a passion. And so if I would try to, do something on Facebook with, my essential oils, it's like, well, it was a square peg in a round hole, right? Yeah, square peg, round hole. It was like, oh, force. And so last night when I developed this, I'm going to have a group that's just based on people who really like my books, my writing. And it's like, I like Facebook. I like it. And Facebook hasn't changed. It's like, I had a passion. I have something to share. And, not everybody in the world is going to read my book and like my book. That's perfectly okay. But hopefully I can get some people who will truly be fans of my faith series. So anyway, before I even thought that I could write a book, and I'm trying all these things, and even trying to write a blog. I'm not a blogger. I think bloggers have to be graphic designers also, it seems. I mean, I have something, and I did do some blog work, and someday I'd do a great reveal. But for me, my niche in life is writing books. And so the way I got the idea for the what I call the faith series is because I was teaching Sunday school at my church, and I was teaching preteens. And then I had a helper there, Verna, who was older than I. I don't think I'm allowed to tell how much older she is than I am, but she's older than I. And she said, I like your class. I really like your teaching because I didn't know these things. And then one time I had a little boy. He didn't stay long. I forget exactly how he came into my Sunday school class, but his name was David. And I thought, you know what? I said, there's David. I said, I'm going to teach about David. I think he was a foster kid of some family there, and he was there for like a couple months, or a couple weeks actually. He wasn't there long. But anyway, I said, your name's David. I'm going to teach about David in the Bible. So I did a series of Sunday school lessons on David in the Bible. And I got so, I mean, just preparing for my class, I would get so excited about David and Goliath. That's really cool. And the battles of David as he, how he became king, how he was anointed 3 times as king, how he had to wait for that, how he met Abigail. And my husband said that was the sexiest story in the Bible. We can talk about that later. I have to agree, it was pretty cool. And then there was Bathsheba, and then there was, then his kids were so bad, and his kids revolt, and so on and so forth. And so I would get all excited about this, and and it was like really exciting to me. And then I had Verna, and she was wonderful, and she always gave me this feedback, which I really, really appreciated. And then the thing with Verna was I could never get through to her that David was a good guy, because she was just mad at him because he had more than one wife, called a harem. Yeah, I know, it wasn't good. I wouldn't recommend, etc. And he was a terrible parent. Okay, so how many of you parents have been perfect parents? And I mean, David, you try, but David sort of failed miserably as a parent. And so, I mean, there he had, one of his kids raping his sister, and it was pretty bad. And so sometimes, like, David reads as a soap opera. It's pretty cool, I think. And so she just couldn't stand David, but she learned something. She didn't like the guy. Like, okay, well, wasn't until years later, I think, when she realized finally that he wrote, because she didn't even realize that David wrote most of the book of Psalms. And I'm thinking, everybody knows this. And then I realized, no, not everybody knows the Bible like I do. And I am not boasting. Again, some people know chemistry and higher mathematics. I know nothing. But I got into the Bible, and I like the Bible, and I like to teach it, and I like to study it, and I like to write about it. And so therefore, I know more about it. And I was like, okay, here's my niche. And so it wasn't after I was done teaching David in the Sunday school class, then we went on to Esther and taught about Esther. And then more time passed. And somehow, I mean, I really got off to a slow start. I thought, you know what? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to take the lessons that I taught from David, because these are all things, the Sunday school lessons that I taught, I made up. They were my Sunday school lessons. At first, I was going to put them in a website format. And again, website formats, I'm not a graphic designer, and it seems like anything I do with websites takes me days, or else I have to hire somebody. So anyway, I thought, well, I'll put this in a book. Slow start. So I finally did. It took me like 2 years to write David's Faith. And because I was putting it off, on and off, until something clicked with me. And anyway, that's I'm getting ahead of myself. Then we started doing Esther. Okay. And so I have Esther. And all these things was, it's like I would study for this. I'd write my notes up for the Sunday school class, which are just notes, and I'd present it. So after my Sunday school class was over, I mean, like, a couple of years later, I started doing David. And like I said, I was hit and miss. And there was a lot of things going on in my life. And I knew that I wasn't, I didn't think I could make any money with it. And I needed to make money because, with self-publishing is expensive. It is very expensive, and you have to have the money up front because you have to publish it. And I might do a video about self-publishing and pros and cons and so on and so forth. So it took me, I would say, about 2 years to finally, David was an actual book. Yay! And even after that, it was like, and then I had Esther, because by that time I had finished David, and by the time I was trying to get David published and out there, then I was doing Esther, the book of Esther. And I thought, well, why stop at 2? Because each of my books are arranged there are 30 chapters plus an epilogue. Usually there's an epilogue. So, but it's designed so people, ladies especially, can start at the beginning of the month and read a chapter a day as part of their devotionals. And so for 30 days, they have something to read. And then months they have 31, then there's an epilogue or an extra chapter or a wrap up or something like that. So that day 31, they have something to read. And so anyway, one time I was researching Shakeology, and something that somebody had said about Shakeology resonated with me, and it's like, this is my books. Now, I'm not promoting or knocking Shakeology. I had one Shakeology shake in my life, and if I never have another one, I am not going to be upset about it. Okay? So neither knocking it nor promoting it. But somebody had said about Shakeology. They said that, is this a protein shake? Yes. Is this a meal replacement shake? Yes. And that's what I see with my books. Are they devotionals? Yes. Are they Bible study? Yes. And so it's a nice little combination, in my opinion, because my whole desire is you understand what the Bible is saying, and then you apply it to your life. That's the basics of my book in a devotional. They are meant for women, but I welcome men readers. Read them, and then buy them for all the ladies in your life. But it's my target audience are Christian ladies. And my prayer is, as I really got into this, my prayer is that my books, my writing, that God uses that to touch ladies' lives and to bring them closer to Him. So anyway, like I said, it took me off a really long start. And then one of the things that sort of influenced me in a roundabout way was I have a friend, Mary. Yeah, this month she's going to be 19. She's a first year student and she's studying art. And her passion is drawing. And I mean, that's her passion. And so she draws every day. She learning how to draw. I mean, better, not, she's learning how to draw better. She was drawing since she was real young. And so she told me, she said, I draw every day. I love drawing. And anyway, she said, but I take one day off a week, usually Sunday. So I take off Sundays. And and she said, when I get back to drawing like Monday, she said, I'm much better. And I said, I thought to myself, that's what I need to do with my writing. I need to, yes, I work a real job from home, but when I'm done with the real job, then I want to write. So then I found myself when I was saying, okay, I'm going to take at least 1 hour every day to write. Well, the 1 hour sort of went to 2 and 3. And I found out that writing is addictive. My writing is addictive to me. And I love it. And so many times when I'm finally done at the day and something's accomplished, I think about my mother. Her passion, one of her passions in life was embroidery. And she's like, oh, Mary Jane, I could just do this all day, but then nothing else will get done. And that's the way I feel with my writing, because when I start writing, it's like, I could do this all day. I find it very, very addicting. And therefore, when I have that feeling, then I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my passion. And so even like creating the Facebook group was, it's like, wow, I can use this as my platform. I can have people, come and I can, they can, I can interact with them and, get my books out there. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do Facebook Live and just, give some people some background about the books and, some of the deleted scenes, stuff that, my husband's like, no, this does not belong in a devotional. And so anyway, that was a little bit about that. So anyway, so I try to write every single day, except usually I take off Sundays. And right now I'm working on the book of Job, Job's Faith, and I'll tell you how that in another video how that came to be. But I find that's my passion. My books are my passion. My book's my baby, and I don't like it. And so I realized, after, with Berta, she was such a big influence in my life that I knew, I always knew I liked writing nonfiction. Because I would say to my husband does not like reading nonfiction. He doesn't like reading fiction. He likes reading nonfiction. Everybody knows my husband, he's like, a human Wikipedia. And he loves, nonfiction. But yet, if he likes to write about fiction. And so it's like, I finally realized that, wow, here's something that people can benefit from, that I can write about, that I know, and people can appreciate it. And so anyway, that's what I started to do with my devotionals. And then not too long ago, it was this year, 2020, my pastor said to me, he said, I really believe the Lord led you to write your books. And I'm like, wow, nobody had ever said that to me. And I never thought about it. I just thought, this is something that I'm good at, so I'll do it. But when he said the Lord led you to write the books, it's like, well, thanks. Because after David's Faith came up, he was so excited about it. And he said to me, I think you should write a book for every month. And I said, yeah, that's my plan. So anyway, David's Faith, I unpublished it yesterday from Amazon, so don't be looking for it because I intend to republish it. Because anyway, I went through 2 editors, and obviously they weren't. I need to have another edit because there was some editing mistakes in it that I was not happy about. After 2 editors, I was not happy with the editors, and somebody very kindly pointed out the mistakes. So I'm in the process of republishing and relaunching David's Faith. And so once that's up and relaunched, then I will let you know, and so you can buy it. So don't be go looking for that on Amazon. And so that's unpublished right now. And so anyway, that is basically how I became to, realize that, and and I realized that I have a purpose. I have a plan. I have 12 devotionals. I have, then I 12 devotionals do a purpose and a plan and something to write about. Because I just always felt like, well, I don't have a PhD. I don't have a PhD. I am just Mary Jane Humes with a degree in biology who likes to write about the Bible. And I thought, well, but I can't. And David's faith was really very uh, well accepted. And so it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to write this. And then, so, then, like I said, my next Sunday school class, this is years past, like 5 years ago or even more, when I did Esther for Sunday school. And it's like, well, I did it, and I didn't keep the notes. I was just like, read it. This is what I'm going to teach today. Teach it, go on. And so, but I thought, well, and if I can do that, I can put this into a book form. I can make it applicable to Christian women today and interesting so that people will read it and like it and hopefully be blessed by it. And the Lord can use this. So anyway, I decided, I woke up this morning and said, I am Mary Jane Humes and I am a writer. And it's like, wow. So I'm so glad that all of you are with me. I'm looking forward to doing Facebook Lives. I'm looking forward to interacting with you on our group. And please, please, please share this group with others. I'd like to get as many people as members as possible, because eventually when I do get the books out, if anybody's interested, I'm planning to, if anybody would like to read an advanced copy, a PDF, I'd be glad to send that to them. And, I'd like to get people to know about my books, get reviews about my books, and get feedback, what people like, what they don't like, what they'd like me to write about, that type of thing. So thank you so much for being here today. If you're watching this on a replay, please put replay. If I managed to, I saw miracle to get this on YouTube and have my YouTube channel set up, please subscribe. I still have to do that yet. And hopefully I can do that. So if it's YouTube, please subscribe. It's Facebook, even for replay. Let me have some emojis to know that you're watching if you like this. And look for me again soon, hopefully. And thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for being in a group. Thank you for being fans. And I will be talking to you later. All right. Have a good, until we meet again. All right. I'll see you later. All right. Bye.